Guys, the Coof is back. Totally serious this time. It has absolutely nothing to do with an election, a very important election coming in the next 18 months or so. Don't worry about that, okay? Just set that aside for a second. Okay, you just have to realize how serious this situation is right now. There are people that are completely boosted up that are still getting it. So guess what? You gotta take this serious. Oh my God, because guess who said it? The View said it. Okay. The View declares COVID is back after Whoopi Goldberg tests positive, and then she has to remotely zoom in on two screens in order to just show that, oh yeah, I'm feeling all right. It's just me and my mask here in the studio, my remote studio. I wish I was there with you gals. Ugh. Her chair's probably happy because, oh God, you can go ahead and at least take a rest for the day. Whoopi Goldberg was notably absent from Tuesday's episode of The View, with her co-host revealing that she had tested positive for the Coof. News prompted Joy Behar to declare that the virus was back. Yo, was this before or after she ate shit by falling off her fucking chair? Who cares? As you can see, Whoopi is not here. Behar began because she has COVID. Yes, it's back, she added. The audience vocalized their concerns. Yo, man, this is just what rank and file stupid suburban housewives watch, I guess. Like, is that their target demographic? I used to go to a certain gym. It was at a time when I was probably working, oh man, where the hell was I working at that point in time? But I was working evenings. It might have been at the movie place or whatever. But yeah, when I would go in the late morning, early afternoon in order to catch a pump, The View would be on. And a bunch of, chubby housefraus were definitely the ones watching this stuff, unironically. And I remember when it was on, because it was on the way that the cardio equipment to warm up first thing, okay, the way that it would be positioned, you could look down at the different weight sets that were down there, and there were a couple of TVs that were posted all along, the bottom where you have the weight machines. Every cardio machine had its own dedicated television that was on it, but from down there were always dedicated TVs to certain channels. Most of them had sports on them, but one of them had the Today Show on. I think it was the Today Show. That was playing on one television, and then the one that you could see specifically from where all the treadmills were was The View. So whoever was carrying ABC in Canada had that one to look right down at. And I remember specifically because it was the day after the 2016 election, and those bitches were on there crying up a storm, and always hold a little special place in my heart for The View, for them just looking, going, I don't know what happened. What happened? We need to cut away to Hillary Clinton's concession speech the night after, when she sobers up and can finally hold back the tears, and she stopped having things in her vicinity when she's not throwing them at people. Walking on cloud nine. I will not forget that feeling until it is replaced by the feeling in 2024. Anyways, Behar assured those in the audience that Goldberg was on the mend and would likely return to the show later in the week, which, yesterday or the day before, or whenever this video ultimately ends up going out, she came back, and she was sitting alone in her house wearing a mask. So definitely not just totally theater, and she's definitely taking her situation seriously. What were the symptoms that she was feeling? Well, she's a super overweight 64-year-old black woman. Okay, she's definitely going to have some problems, even though she didn't really seem like she was, presenting any, but she definitely tested positive on those very reliable tests, so we definitely know 100% aren't a scam. Nope, not at all whatsoever. We're still on YouTube, so I totally believe and trust in the science. On Monday, Dr. Anthony Fauci said that he was concerned that Americans wouldn't follow new masking recommendations if the CDC was to begin pushing pandemic-era guidance. So you know what you have to do? Start rolling out the propaganda. Weird timing on all this stuff, huh? I would hope that if in fact the point of the volume of cases is such that the organizations like the CDC recommends that people wear masks, I would hope that they abide by the recommendation and take into account the risks to themselves and to their families. Just don't look at any of the other evidence that's out there that points to things just being, just a little bit against my narrative. And why are we listening to some 80-year-old retiree? You're not even in any of the places or the positions of power anymore, man. You'd be more suited to be at that table of clucking hens, just fear-mongering over anything. But, if Whoopi's going to be out for a while, they're obviously going to need a replacement host for the time being, and who else could possibly fit such a large chair and such a large man himself? Howard Stern, old Howie, just going, boo, I'm neurotic. Well, we didn't need the Coof in order to confirm that, but also paranoid. Did you hear that, Robin? The Coof is back. I was watching The View, trying to get a little bit more material for the show. No, and they said that the COVID was back, and me and Beth were talking about it. Well, the cats just run around the house because she's into saving animals, Robin. Like you know, Robin. So we're all gonna be wearing masks all the time. I'm gonna have to go back up to the Hamptons, and I'm gonna have to remote broadcast because I'm so scared. Boo! Radio host Howard Stern recently admitted that his paranoia over a new strain of the Coof has gotten him into the fight with his wife. It's hilarious. If you guys want more of my insight when it comes to this current strain and you're not watching on Rumble, which, why aren't you watching on Rumble? It's so much more fun over there. But still, I'm running my health and wellness stuff. That channel got yeeted off of YouTube for no discernible reason, but no, still doing the content over on the Rumble side of life, and definitely delving into all of these more difficult to cover on YouTube topics. So yeah, we still don't have any symptoms of this new strain. They won't tell us anything, but it's definitely serious, guys. Trust the science. During the Wednesday segment of his Sirius XM radio show, the Shock Jock, you could have applied that to Howie in the 80s and 90s, but now it's just shocking that he's still on the air. That he's paranoid and neurotic, especially when it comes to the virus, and noted that his wife, Beth Ostratowski, whatever, Stern, is less so. She's, it's just going, oh my God, how we had to deal with this stuff for like 2 years that you were spurging out. Actually, for him, it was the better part of 3 before he even bothered turning back up to the studio, but okay. As he explained, he has led to tensions and arguments with her. With her, as media outlets have been warning about a new coronavirus strain, and his wife wants to go out and socialize. Yeah, because she's 51, and he's, an old kvetching Jew. The topic came up when a guest caller asked the radio host, oh my God, he's taking calls. Snowy! Different shock jock, same temperament. To his studio. I'm sorry. He thought it might be risky to return to the studio for the show amid new warnings of another Coof outbreak. Stern admitted the fear of getting sick has been weighing on him and his relationship. Imagine blowing up a relationship because you're worried about the sniffles. Holy. He said, I'm going crazy with this. My wife tells me, yelled at me last night. We got into a fight, and it was very sad. And I don't like to get into fights with my wife. I just want her to love me for me, Robin. Boo, boo, boo. He added, I know how paranoid I am about getting COVID. That's why I have all the boosters. Actually, Robin, I still have one of the syringes in my arm, just in case, with just a little bit that's in there. So whenever I see somebody, I think. Now slipping into Travolta, but whenever I see anybody, I can just press it a little bit. If they got a runny nose, I can feel a little bit better about it. I haven't gotten it, and I'm pretty safe, and I don't really want to get it. Yeah, because maybe if you'd experience it like I have, I think at least twice. Not entirely sure. I don't know, maybe. You just realized that, I can't believe that I was scared of that, Robin. I actually feel better afterwards. I got a good night's sleep, and I don't know what we were so scared of over the past couple of years. Might actually, become interesting again on the show. The radio host vented about people telling him to lighten up about the disease, stating that he would be the one who had a strong case of it all because he's older and lucky like that. Well, and if you're as honest and forthright about all of your, appropriate boosters that you had, chances are, if you take a look at some of the other studies that are out there right now, well, who's the population that is getting sicker? The unvaccinated side of things, or the people that are all up and topped up? Just wondering, just asking questions, kids. Mentioning how his wife has less to worry about than him, she added, Freudian slip. He added, my wife's considerably younger than me. Okay, slight flex there. And as you might have heard, and she's not as concerned about getting the Coof as I am because, I'm an older dude. He's 69, nice. That's the only thing you can say about him in today's day and age. And Beth is 51. I think the last time that we looked at any of this stuff, she's still in the quote-unquote higher risk demographic, but even still, man, you run those and parse those numbers out even further, I don't really know. Beth has a bunch of plans. She has like a wedding shower to go to and a lunch with a friend and a dinner and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's about the only thing funny that he said. And, you know, we're really making an effort. We go out to restaurants. We went to see an Ed Sheeran concert. Ugh. It's nice when you go to an Ed Sheeran concert, you can hear from a multitude of stars gone by, including some of his hits. We've really been out there. I haven't gotten the Coof, and I'm like, you know what? If I get it, I get it. But I'm big scared about this right now because all of my fellow woke-ass compatriots that are out there in the media right now, he's still the king of all media. I used to be on America's Got Talent, and if Whoopi's going to be out for a while, they got a fake Jew that's over there. She took her name, Robin. She took it. The Goldberg sounded like one of those people's names, one of my people's names. But if they want an authentic one, and they also want a pseudo-male voice, I could pull double duty, Robin. We could just go ahead and be the lead-in show for the gals over at The View. Geo, man, okay, like, everybody knows that Howard Stern hasn't been Howard Stern for the guts of 3 decades at this point. Like, come on. He was slightly rejuvenated when Artie Lang came on for a second, but the moment that he started to nod off and do some heroin naps was about the same time that Howard Stern became considerably less interesting. And other fans of the show would also note that the moment that, you know, Beth started to have a larger say in the programming was also the same time that things definitely started to fall off. So it would kind of be poetic justice if what ended up leading to Howard Stern's ultimate downfall was that same chick that ended up leading to the ultimate downfall of his radio persona and exposing him as a hypocrite. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.